Miss Sabina here. Miss Sabina, go ahead and unmute. Miss Sabina, how are you doing this evening?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Miss Sabina, so you heard what she said in that video. Do you
hmm
agree or disagree with what she said? Why or why not?
I agree. I have several reasons why I agree, so I'm gonna try to like narrow it down. One of the main
No, 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 Miss
reasons
Sabina,
why,
Miss Sabina, say everything you need to say.
okay, well, one of the main reasons why I agree, and I said this on another live, is just that a lot of women who, especially women that grew up in single mother households, they don't know what a good man is, so they have no intimate depiction on what a good man looks like. So when you ask a woman like, oh, what's a good man to you, they throw out all these random things that make no sense whatsoever, and they're not. Those don't make a good man. Those aren't things that those are examples of him just being a man. Those that don't make him a good man or a bad man. That's just him being who he's supposed to be on his everyday life, living, breathing, taking care of himself. And it's because a lot of women don't know what a good man looks like, and they take a man off of face value. They see nice cars, smelling good, got money, got a nice job, because they look at men provisionally. And when you look at a man provisionally, you assume, well, because he could take good care of himself and have extra money to spoil me, then that's gonna make him a good man. And then when you get into that household and then there's a monster in there, then you're like, oh my God, I thought he was good. That's because you don't know. You don't know the intimate, details inside that man's mind that makes him a good man. And most women don't know that. It's trial and error for us. Now, I will say this, you know, when you have women who go out there and try to pursue these higher educations, then now the provisions change. So if they make $150,000 a year, then the man got to make 200K or more. And then you have the women who, not no offense, that are like bare minimum, who barely even work and are on like welfare or whatever. Then those are the ones that want the hood dudes, and that's because they feel like, dudes above that ain't gonna really be checking for me, so I'm gonna get someone around the way because he got money and he got cars and he can come here and take care of me. It's the women in the middle. Well, we really just don't know where we gonna fit in, because we know we don't. We know we're not gonna get that man who makes 200 plus thousand a year, and we know we don't want the hood dude, and it's the dudes in the middle that we're trying to navigate through. But sometimes the men in the middle want the women above or the women below, and us in the middle, they don't really be looking at us like that. But I said all that to say, even when it comes to a man nowadays, a lot of men don't know what a good woman looks like. They know the ratchet. They know the ghetto. They know they know the emotionally, crazy women that are out here nowadays. They don't really know what a good woman looks like. Oh, she cooks for me and she cleans for me, but every time we get in an argument, she punches me in the face. But that's because she really loves me, and no, no, that's not a good woman. So it's on both sides. I won't say any one person knows what the good side looks like anymore, because we're away from those traditional values. We're away from those households with a mother and father that depicts what a woman's supposed to look like and how she's supposed to act versus in a father. So because of that, we're navigating blindly nowadays. We're having to figure it out through trial and error. It's unfortunate, but I will say what helps with making navigating easier, healing is one of them. And true healing, not dwelling, healing. True healing helps navigate, coming to grips and acceptance that you didn't have the life that you were supposed to have, so you really don't know. And looking at a person for who they are, not for what they can do for you and this, that, and the other, because originally a couple and a marriage is supposed to be about duty and responsibility. When I marry someone, I have a duty and responsibility to my husband, and vice versa. He has a duty and a responsibility to me. So even if he doesn't have the good $100,000 a year job, is he still able to provide that same level of duty and responsibility to me, working at McDonald's and flipping fries? There are some men who are able to do it. There are some men that have multiple little side hustles and streams of income and this, that, and the other. And just because you're not able to look at him and say, oh, he's got thousands of dollars, he's got $100,000 mindset, and he will get us to where we need to be. And so that's the way we need to start looking at our men. We also need to be looking for, people that are wanting to be partners. A lot of people get in situationships. They do not get in relationships. They get into situationships. He likes me, I like him, so we having sex, so now we in a relationship. No, ma'am. That means y'all having sex. That does not mean y'all are in a relationship. And then when he does not choose you to move forward, then all men are dogs. No, you make bad decisions and you need to take responsibility for that. So there's just so many different sides to this. I will say the choices out there are more on us as humans and as black men and black women to make better decisions when we are dating. But see, most people want to be coupled up, relationship goals and all of that other stuff, and they're not really taking the time to really get to know people, really get to know themselves, so they can know how to get out there and get someone. That's why ladies go out there and date these men who are out there and trying to be these street pharmacists and all of that, because they want somebody they want the illusion of what he comes with. They don't want the drama. They want the illusion. They feel like he comes with some type of security and happiness and finance, and he doesn't. There's a hole in that dream. And they don't understand that because all they want is somebody. And when you want somebody, that's what you're going to get is a somebody. You know, you're not going to get somebody that's going to do anything for you, that's going to build you up, that's going to give you the dreams that you're looking for. You're just going to get you a somebody, a body in the house that's going to be there for, whatever you accepted them for. And he's not going to give you anything more. And those decisions fall on us. We can't blame anybody else but ourselves. And that's mainly black women. We make those choices. You date these men, and then you want to be saying comments like, all men are selfish. I've seen that in the comments so far. Men have been selfish forever. Back in the '60s, when men were working and taking care of their households and the kids were taking care of them, right, they were selfish. Wow, that's some good selfish. I would like that type of selfish nowadays. I mean, or to say all men just don't know how to act. I mean, but then again, who's raising these men to act like that? Who's creating these men? Who's perpetuating these lies and these stereotypes for these men to derive their mindset from and think this is how I should be? Because there are men nowadays who think how women back in the day used to think when they were abused. I don't think my woman loves me if she don't smack me around. Like nowadays, when you are in a relationship, and I've gone through it, I've been in relationships with men who I communicate. I don't holler. I don't yell. I don't disrespect you. I tell you calmly, this is how I feel, and they don't know how to act. Why you not mad? You really don't. You must not love me because you ain't yelling. Because that's all you know is yelling. You don't know calm and peace, and you don't know that, but they don't. And it's the same thing for women. Women don't know what a good man looks like because they base that off of what they see on TV, relationship goals. So if a man ain't got stacks of money, whether he's selling drugs or he out here owning a business, then he can't take care of me. Like the regular man working at the gas station can't take care. He can. You got to give him a chance. People will rise to the occasion if you give them a chance, if you open the door. But most women don't want to do that because they feel like, I don't know. I can't even tell you why they feel that way. Most women just don't want to give the regular dude a chance. The regular dude is the one you do want. Like she said, he ain't gonna cheat on you. He's gonna love you because you picked him.
Miss Sabina, and
Yeah.
I have like a few things. You may have answered this already. I want to know. Okay, first, I think especially like women in my age range, like I said, these women in their early 20s to some of them even in their early 30s, for whatever reason, like whether they grew up in a household where there was a man and a woman and they were living in chaos, or I don't know what possibly influenced them, but it seems like a lot of these women they either want to experience chaos or they like chaos. They like toxicity. Um I mean, I want to know, Miss Sabina, why is that young man that, like I said, he makes an honest living, Miss Sabina. He has a day job for real. Like he worked for a corporation, he works for a company. Like he like, he goes to work Monday through Friday. He's gone 8, 9, 10 hours out the day. You know, he pays taxes. He has health insurance, he got life insurance, disability, he got dental and health insurance, and he got sick time. He got PTO. Happy birthday, Osa. Happy birthday to you, bro. He got PTO. So if he doesn't want to work this Friday, he can just tell his manager that he's not working this Friday. Like nobody didn't work this past Friday. All nobody had to do was tell his manager that he wasn't working. But the man that doesn't have any obligation during the day, the man that he's either trying to go outside and hit licks on people, he's trying to go outside and rob people. the man that's, he's like literally at the house or at the apartment or his trap spot, and he's, bagging up weed and bagging up other type of drugs and narcotics, and that's how he's about to spend his day. Or the dude that's online scamming, doing credit card fraud and stuff. Why are those men, the guy, he's gonna be at the club on Friday and Saturday in the section with the bottles with whoever he's with, a gang of men, a bunch of different women. Why is that like so appealing to younger women, Mr. Bean? I'm like, why? I'm trying to understand. Even in 2022, after seeing all these, especially in our community, all these single mothers, all these women that have been dogged out, and they just have all this resentment and vitriol for men now. Why do they put themselves in that same position? Why is that dude? Why is that other guy lame? But he's not gonna cheat on you. You're not gonna be subjected to anything that drug dealer or that scammer or robber is gonna you're gonna be subjected to by being with him. Why are they going? Why are they going to that other guy? Why is the quote unquote good guy? Why is he the fallback guy after the fact when you don't want to deal with those type of men anymore?
Because a lot of black women don't date men for themselves. They date men for the illusion that they can portray to their friends. That black man that's out there selling drugs and got them bottles in them sections, I can get on the phone the next day and, girl, we was out at the club. You can't do that with a hard working man that's working 12, 13 hours a day. Because what is you going to tell him? Girl, my man went to work today and he came home and then we went to sleep. There's no story. What are you gonna tell them? You can't be on Instagram posting pictures of y'all in Mykonos rolling around on the beach and stuff like that. You can't do that with that 9 to 5 man. You can't. And if that's like I said, it's relationship goals. If this is the life you want, if your life is living to make everybody around with you jealous, I'm gonna make them gag and all that dumb shit I be hearing on TikTok. If that's what your life is, you can't do that with no 9 to 5 dude. I'm sorry, there's just no way. Because the 9 to 5 dude, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna bring you flowers from the grocery store on his way home, and that's not gonna make nobody gag because that's what your mind is. That 9 to 5 man. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna take you to the movies once a week and to a nice dinner. Or he's gonna cook you dinner. Or he's gonna rub your feet, or he's gonna rub your back. He's gonna make you feel good because you're his woman. But how does that make your other friends jealous? Girl, he rubbed your feet, but my man took me to the Philippines and they put fish in the water and the fish ate the dirt off my feet. You need to get you a man because that's what they hear. Because you stupid, because you live in your life and you trying to date to make your girlfriends jealous, and then this is the crazy part, Noble. Then when your girlfriends get jealous and then they try to steal your man, you want to be mad at her. Well, that's your fault because you dating him to make her jealous. You're not dating him to make you happy. See, it's not relationships used to be private. And that's one of the reasons why so many black women have derived this notion that our grandmothers and our great grandmothers were abused if their husbands cheated and all this, and these niggas was dogs. And even like the woman who said Martin Luther King was a bad man because he cheated. They have derived that because they don't know the intimate details of these relationships. So, on the little bit you do know that sprinkled out, you have made your mind up off of that because you don't know all their business. Because somewhere along the lines, my business became everybody else's business. It's no longer okay to have a household where what happens in my house, as long as it's not creating a trauma, stays in my house. That does not exist anymore. Everybody's relationship is everybody else's business. And when you live your life like that, you live your life in competition with the next person. So these women aren't dating these ballers and these drug dealers and all of this because they like the lifestyle or they feel like they're good men. They're doing it because that's the only way they're gonna be able to have a conversation with their friends. What else are you gonna talk about? What else? A
Yeah, one
regular
more
man,
thing.
what's he gonna do?
I 100% agree with you, Miss Sabina. Again, that man that has a job, and he has like he's actually out he has an obligation 8 to 10 hours out the day, unlike the other guy. And like you said, we're not going to be in Mykonos, like we're not going to be in Turks and Caicos, like you know because again, this man, for real, most people, they only got 2 weeks of vacation time out the year, if you will, and they got the holidays, and they got the sick time and their floating holidays. But Mr. Mina, this is my thing though. These women will swear up and down, because they'll be single and childless. They'll swear up and down they don't want to date a man with children. But let this man have some money. Let this man have some notoriety. Let this man have some status. So now this scammer, this drug dealer, this robber, he has those things, right? But he also
Mm-hmm.
has 4 kids by 4 different women. And these single childless women are still choosing to deal with that man over this guy that's single and childless and is making an honest living. They would rather, Miss Sabina, they would rather be, taking life chances and, going to like bail somebody out other than dealing with this other man over here where they're not gonna have to worry about any of that. I'm just trying. I don't get it, Miss Sabina.
Hold on. So you know I'm about numbers, Noble. I'm gonna say this because I'm seeing a lot of comments where people are saying, "Don't call them women, call them little girls." That's the love and hip hop culture. That's not everybody. Do y'all know that as of 2021, the end of 2021, that the divorce rate in the Black community was 31%, but however the marriage rate was only 17%. So we're getting divorced at a higher rate than we're getting married every year. That is the numbers. 17% of Black couples got married last year, and 31% of them got divorced. So the numbers, those are crazy numbers. Ain't no way. You mean to tell me that not enough of you are getting married, and the ones that you are leaving your marriages to be alone and be single? Because what is out there? And then we also forget that men are outnumbered 10-1 by women. But then if a man cheats on you, you want to be heartbroken and crying. But there's more women in this world than men. He has more options than you do. You leave your man and you might end up by yourself. And he might leave you and end up with 9 different women because there's more of them than you. I mean, I'm not saying that to like make it seem like, you should have a man that cheats on you and all that. What I'm saying is this: while we're out here making unrealistic decisions in dating and marriage, we're the ones outnumbered. We're the ones that are outnumbering them. So we need to be a little bit more understanding, because the men that make $200,000 a year, those are 1% of Black men, and the men that are incarcerated are like, was that like what was the number I said last time? It was like 38% or something like that. The ones in the middle are the ones that are suffering. So it's really sad that these are our numbers reflecting our culture, and everybody wants to say it's the man's fault, and in some cases we say it's the Black woman's fault. But at the end of the day, it's everybody's fault. I feel like everybody needs to do better. Everybody needs to heal. Everybody needs to make better decisions. Everybody needs to have these conversations and stop bringing your feelings to the forefront. This ain't about you individually. We're talking about generalized majority of women as a whole and generalized majority of men as a whole. We're not talking about the minorities here. Because you few little women that are married, be grateful. And if you honestly, if you're married and you're in here, you have a bigger purpose than anybody else on this platform, because you need to be out there telling them women what you did to get married so they can get married. Tell them to stop being ridiculous. Tell them to stop turning the McDonald's man who gave them extra fries down. Get that extra fry man. Breathe life into him and make him a manager. And then y'all can live good, and you can go to Mykonos. I'm just saying, like, the time and the effort. Most of our grandparents, when they dated each other, when they were with each other, they were like low. Like my grandfather, when he met my grandmother, he was like a steel worker or something. Man made like very little money. She breathed life to him. She helped him. They worked together, and he owned houses and all types of stuff by the time he passed away. These are the things that we could do, but women choose not to do them. We have this unrealistic mindset on what a man's supposed to bring to the table, and all you're supposed to bring to the table as a woman is just you. I'm just supposed to show up with my baggage and my trauma, and he's supposed to love me through everything, and I ain't gotta love him through nothing, and I ain't gotta cook him no meals, and I ain't gotta have no sex with him, and I ain't gotta do nothing but just be in the house with him, and he's supposed to take care of me. And that's really sad. And then you wonder why we have these conversations.
And Miss Sabina, before I let you go, and I'm gonna say this again, and I mean everything that I'm about to say. It's the married woman, the women that are happily in relationships. When these conversations are being had, Miss Sabina, they don't call women like you pick me's.
Nope.
They don't have any anger or vitriol towards like the men that are conducting these conversations. It's the women that have 4 or 5 kids by 4 or 5 different men, and all their baby daddies are happily in relationships, or they're happily married to another woman. It's the woman that have dealt with this scammer, with the robber, with the drug dealer, and they've been
Mm-hmm.
dogged out by every single one of them, And now they want to go get this quote unquote good guy. They want to go get the man that has the day job and is paying taxes and has all these other things that are important in the grand scheme of things. And Miss Sabina, these men are not tolerating these women anymore. In
Mm-hmm.
2022, with all the resources and all the information that's available, these men are not settling for these women anymore. If you got 3, 4 kids by 3, 4 different men, a lot of single 9 out of 10 single childless men are not going, to deal with you on a serious level. They're not going to be in committed exclusive relationships with you. Like it's really over, Miss Sabina. It's over for a lot of women. So those are the women that are out here complaining about these men and stuff. They're readily available, Miss Sabina. But these men are not
Mm-hmm.
going to deal with these women on a serious level because again, it's over. It's over for y'all women. I'm telling you, it is over. Men are respecting themselves. Men are knowing their worth, and it is. It is. You said it's not okay, Miss Lisa. I'm about to have you talk, but it is. If it's not over, it's damn near over. It's 99% over. But Miss
Yeah.
Sabina, do you have any last words you want to say? Thank you so much. I always appreciate
Uh,
you.
yeah. The only thing I gotta say is for the guy in the comments who keeps saying I'm one of those women. I'm divorced. I was married before I had my children, and we were together 11 years before we divorced. So just make sure you understand that I'm not speaking from an ignorant place. I've already got the ring. I'm one of the 31%, unfortunately, but I already had the ring. I already had the married lifestyle. I was already a stay-at-home wife who did not have to work and all that other stuff. And so
And
I
now
understand what
she's
it
a
takes.
6-figure earning woman right now too.
Exactly. With a up and coming business that y'all should be looking for on my page soon. Thank you.
You're welcome, Miss Sabina. Thank you for coming. I always appreciate you.